Hi Dave, this is just a very quick video. I just noticed you want a brief outline of the bonuses and the advantages of going to the new system. The first thing is more on the server side. At the minute we're using an old PHP version which is a little bit slower, not so secure. Things have moved on since we developed this, and now with going to PHP 7, obviously for speed and security. The old plugin that we had didn't allow you to upgrade the system, but we can now with the new plugin. Just to give you a brief overview of the plugin, it's called SportsPress. There's various flavours, but obviously the one that you need it for is to control the league, input the league positions and so forth. And we've always had this problem with the tournament side, the knockout stages, because the old plugin, there hasn't been any development over the past 5 or 6 years, so we've kind of been stuck with what you've got. I've been able to tweak a few things, but it hasn't really worked a great deal. And obviously, as you know, inputting all the fixtures at the start of the season can be a right pain in the bum. Now what I've done is I've ran a test. Basically the file that you sent me, what I've done is I've kind of taken your information, rejigged it, and put it into a format that I can basically upload. And it literally took a minute or two just to make a few changes of what you've sent and basically upload it. So if I was to click onto the leagues here, I've imported basically the information into the Division 1. I can do the same with Division 2, and basically just imported the information into the division. What this can do, instead of each year wiping the system, what this can do is basically each year you can give me the new list, I can upload it, or can show you how to upload it yourself. And what this will do is you can then, when you upload the data, you just say, well, what season do I want? At the moment within 2018, I've done experiments earlier with 2017 on this snapshot, and what this will do is it will cut out the time scale for you uploading. That's only one benefit, but it means that we can have the last 3-4 years of league positions. Rather than wiping each year, we could probably say keep 3, because I don't want the database to get too big, but obviously we can keep 3 years and do that. With this, there's other additional parts, which is staff features. So you could have just the name, and if they want a contact number for each of the captains. With that, it's up to the captains if they want to give the player information. And the reason why using player information is on each match you can have like the highest scorer, or the one that's got the spare. And what this would do is create a statistics on that player or on a group of players, so we can get a page really of the top 10 highest scorers, or the top 10 the most people who's got a spare. So that's just one side of it. So there's that kind of player management and kind of staff management that we can use. The big one is obviously the club side of things. With this, we've got a list of the clubs, and what this would do is before we've had to try and keep track of when a team moves an alley. So as a pub closes down, the alley moves and the team moves. It is pretty simple. All we have to do is, once I've finished populating all the alleys and the information for these alleys, you can then just basically select which alley you want in there, take out the one that you don't want, and that information is updated across the site. The match information, I'm just still trying to get my head around this. What you've got is you've got a list of grounds. Again, I just need to tweak this, but what this will do is it will then now produce a map and an address, and this is useful on the front end. See there, the Bedwardine it's got the map location and a little pin to point out where it is. And that is pretty simple. All you need to do is put in the address and the name, and it populates it itself. And what it will do is will show all the matches within this. So some of the information is some of the test information, but it gives a brief outline of all the matches in Division 1 there. So in a sense, some parts of it's new and the benefits that you've got, but like I say on here, if the home alley ever changes, currently classed as ground, this will always bring up whatever the home alley is. So the Playboys, for instance, I'm assuming that if this is correct from the data that we've uploaded, we have that. And if I just find the page that I created as a test, so we can have outcomes, teams and stuff. Ignore this because I need to tweak the results and the box score, because at the moment I've put in demo data to see how it works. But you can add in players to the club, and this is where you can put in on the match. So on this particular match, you can put in it will be the score on the bonus points and what the outcome is, and it will automatically populate the league. But you can also add in who was the top, who got the highest spare on the match, or put in the spare information, and again we can build basically statistics on players. The main one, which I haven't set up, is probably the most important one, is the, as I mentioned before, the knockout. The knockout isn't, as far as I'm aware, it's not restricted, and it should be fairly easy to populate. I've had a look at a few other people of what they've done, and it seems to work really well. But obviously, because this is only kind of the demo of the plugin, I can't see that information, but I have spoken to a couple of the developers and people who are using it, and as far as I'm aware, it does everything that we need it to do and to move it forward. So if I just find one of the pages which I was working on, so Division 1 2018 to 19, this is I believe yeah, that's the one. So if I view that page, so you can actually see what it looks like on the front end. So we can customize this to how we want it to look. So first, second, third place can be certain colours, and again with the bottom 4 or 6, whatever that moves down, we can kind of highlight those as a danger zone. Again, I haven't put in the bonus points, I haven't fully configured it, but this is a brief guide. But what this does, which the other one didn't, so for backscuttlers, if we just go into theirs, what this would do is give a full fixture throughout the year, so a full list of fixtures and who they're playing and where they're playing, the time and the date. So this they can, if they wanted to, print this off, and they've got their full fixture list. And as the year goes on, instead of having a long set of results as we've had before, what they can do is go, if I just go back, if they come to the website and they go, right, we've second in the place with 250 points or whatever, they can go back in there, and what they can do is they can see the results when they've happened. They'll be able to get information by clicking into that particular match. They can see when it is, what it is, what the score was, who were the top players. So it gives them a bit of kind of information as well. I don't want to kind of overbore things. It's still a bit of a learning process for me, but it does make it a lot easier. I say it's taken me roughly about 10 minutes to get this far with it, with all the fixtures in. So it's a good system. I've obviously been tweaking around to a few bits here which I need to correct, because I've noticed on here you've got Archdales 2, Archdales 1. Now, I understand why you've done that, but what I need to do is, for uploading for the site, I need to tweak those. So actually going to have 3 different venues. So if you've got Archdales 1, 2 and 3, you've got 3 different venues all at the Archdales. I know why you've done it in the purpose of creating this list, but I need to tweak that. And the same with Younguns. There's a spelling mistake somewhere in this list, which again has created the team twice, and West Midlands Tavern. Just to highlight here, you've got West Midland, and further down here you've got West Midlands. So it just needs to be a bit more consistent with the venue name. But what you've done is really helpful, it's really quick, and I say it's taken me 10 minutes basically to import all this in times, dates, divisions, and team play, locations, and it is just a case of adding the scores. I need to work out to put the bonus points, because we need to put in a section here with bonus points, but for when putting in the fixtures, so it's all in date order, but you can change the date, so you can say which month it is. But in this case, we can just go in and go, right, put in the scores, go in there, update, cancel, go to the next set, put in the scores, update, go to the scores, update, go to the score, and so forth. It makes it so easy to work with, and so quick. The cost is more than I initially thought a couple of years ago. There is a cheaper version, but that doesn't manage a league. It manages a club, not a league, and it doesn't give us the tournament section. But the Pro version does give you that bit of more flexibility, a bit more control. There's all sorts sharing Facebook and all that, social media and that. But if there's any kind of mistake anywhere in the, I'm just trying to find the league tables. If there's any kind of mistake in the league tables anywhere, this is the full league table, or if a team drops out, you can basically just go in, take it out, or just adjust it here. But this is automatically generated anyway from when you put in the match fixtures, as it should be, as it has done before. But that's a brief overview. I'll send you this video, and I'll finish having a play so that it actually gets some kind of results in there with the bonus points, and I'll upload it and have a look and share it with whoever it needs to be. Again, the cost, the big cost is the initial one-off. The other costs, we've got the license for a full year. You don't have to renew it at the end of that year. It can be 2 years down the line. But if we need to upgrade it, we can, and it's cheaper. It's not full cost again. Bearing in mind that the old league engine hasn't been updated system-wise in probably about 5, maybe 6 years now, and no one's continuing the development with it. So have a look at the video, see what you think. I'm happy to put up the demo. You can have a play around with the demo. You can tweak it and whatever. If you're happy with it, you get the go ahead. With this one that I'm working on, I can just update the license. All the other features become available, and yeah, I can just relink up the pages, and we can take it from there, and we'll see how it goes. Thank you.